Can we stay here forever? We're gonna be on the road for potentially 3 days.
Kind of a sad moment, actually. Yeah, it's getting a little sporty out here. Just got hit by a flying fish.
Good morning from the Great Bahama Bank.
Oh! Just officially entered the Gulf Stream. How does it feel going 10 to 11 knots?
We decided to see the world by sailboat. We sailed from the Great Lakes of Canada and made it to the Bahamas, where the unexpected happened.
Not able to start the engine. Let's go! Last time we're gonna get to swim in this crystal blue water for at least this year. A little sad.
Yeah. So we're gonna enjoy it before we get going. Go! This is so refreshing. I don't want to go. Can we stay here forever?
Yeah, let's do it.
Are we gonna survive hurricane season?
Oh, we don't need to worry about it. Apparently people come here in the hurricane season anyway.
Right. Our mantis anchor is awesome anyways. It's holding us. So calm today after the storm we had.
Mind you, there's another storm building on the horizon. We keep hearing thunder. Just looking at the weather for probably the 20th time the last few days. We wanted to make it from here to Bimini within 24 hours, which I think will be possible. Which right now we're on the western side of Nassau. So we'd go through, I think North Channel Cut or something,
Northwest.
or Northwest Channel, and head over to Bimini and basically straight west from the channel. From there, we're going to check the weather one last time and head up the coast of the US going into the Gulf Stream. The issue with the Gulf Stream is it's just constantly changing weather, and depending on where you are, you're getting waves against swell. I mean, we're getting south wind, so it should be south wind with the stream going south, but the waves act really funny, especially around Cape Canaveral. And we were hoping to get past that, but it's looking now like the window is closing, sort of, because Thursday, which is the last day that we would be traveling, we're going to be getting some kind of gnarly weather in and around the Cape, and that's right where we would be. So I'm trying to decide if we will be able to do it like really close into shore, but even that, it might not be a good idea, because by the time we get there, it might be picked up even more. What are you doing there, beautiful?
Well, we're gonna be on the road for potentially 3 days, so I'm trying to prep a couple meals, because if it gets really rolly, I'm probably gonna get seasick down here trying to cook a meal. So I've got potato salad made, brownies made, and now I'm making a tom yum soup.
Yum.
Big batch of it, because I've got those huge, like that's one sweet potato. They're massive.
Yummy.
Should be good.
Meanwhile, I'm over here trying to plan our trip. So currently we are just on the west side of Nassau. We are planning on leaving in about an hour or two, catching the beginning of the north wind and making our way up to a channel which is over here. By the time we make it all the way over to Town, Bimini, over here, it should be roughly 24 hours after we leave, so right around in this range, when the wind, sometime tonight, the wind is going to shift from the north to the northeast, then to east, so then we should still have some nice wind to make it over to where we'd like to go. So our goal is to get past Cape Canaveral up here and come in somewhere around the Palm Coast area, Daytona, Ponce to be exact, right here. So we figure by 24 hours we'll be roughly, let's call it 18 o'clock roughly up here. And as you can see, the waves start getting a little bit gnarly in that range. So we're probably going to be more inside. Now we're going to have to double check on all of this in Bimini and make sure that this is all good. But as it stands right now, we're hoping before Thursday morning here that we'll be up around here, because it should take 48 hours at 5 knots, closer to 40 at 6 knots, which I think we'll be able to make 6 knots during the Gulf Stream. But we're also going to double check the weather in Bimini, because some of these waves don't look the greatest, even though they're going to be quartering and not hitting us on the bow, which might not be so nice. Well, at least it's not on the bow. But yeah, anyway, taking lots of pictures of the weather and trying to determine the best spot. Our backup plan would be to stop in Palm Bay before Cape Canaveral. And as you can see, the closer we get to the shoreline here, even though the waves are coming out of the west, or sorry, out of the east, we get a lot smaller waves the closer we get to shore. So that might be our plan, as well as hugging the shore. We'll lose the current, but we won't have as big waves, hopefully. So that's the plan.
Prepping the underway bed.
Well, we're pulling anchor for maybe the last time in Bahamas. Kind of a sad moment, actually. I really liked it here. 3 months went by like so fast, even with the lockdown. So definitely we'll be back and hopefully explore more of the Caribbean after we get the engine fixed. But we got a 3-day sail ahead of us, so this will be our longest passage yet.
It's 3 o'clock here in Nassau, and we're just getting ready to head over to Bimini and then carry on to the US. So hopefully it'll be a nice 3-day sail and the weather doesn't change on us. But we'll be checking in Bimini to see what's going on.
Well, time to go. Feeling a little apprehensive, I must say, about this whole passage. It's a 3-day passage. The window is not exactly perfect, and we're leaving at 3 o'clock, which is when the thunderstorm was supposed to kick in. And after yesterday's experience, don't really want to leave with a big squall line. But it doesn't look like there's much of a squall line right now, so I think we'll be okay. But then when we get in the Gulf Stream, that's a whole other story. It looks like the weather's getting pretty gnarly over there. So hence my apprehension.
Yeehaw! 3:30 departure. It's gonna be fun, hopefully.
I'm gonna miss you, Blue. You're so blue, I'm gonna miss you.
The first step of our journey was pretty uneventful. We avoided the thunderstorms, the waves were small, and our autopilot was able to steer the whole way. And we had good wind while heading towards the berries. A perfect afternoon closed haul sail.
Sailing across the northwest having meals ready for longer passages makes life so much easier. I don't have to run after an onion that rolled away, or try to find somewhere to lay down a knife, or a bowl that might go flying. When the sea is calm, it's not a big deal, but as waves build up, it makes it more challenging. And a good meal on the way cheers you up. Well, I think it's time to reef. We're heeling over quite a bit, and it's gonna be sunset in about an hour, so might as well just put in our night reef. Woo! I'm all tied. How's the first part of the sail so far?
It's been pretty good. Now it's really messy seas, and it's kind of annoying actually, because the waves are coming from this direction in general, and now there's some coming from this direction, so they're coming together and peaking at weird times, and it's just making it a lot less nice of a sail than it was when we first started, about an hour ago even. And now we're slamming into waves off the bow, which wasn't supposed to be the direction the waves are coming from, and we're slowing down to like 3 knots, going from like 6 knots to 3 knots within a few seconds, and we just get like really random sea state. Well, we just took 2 large waves over the bow, completely swamping the entire cockpit with water, and it basically splashed over the Dodger there. And right after, while Alex was down below checking our bed to see if water came in, we got a gust, I don't know, I'm guessing at least 40 knots, and it was like a wall. It just slammed the boat, heeled it over 45 degrees. The whole rail was completely swamped. It wasn't progressive at all. It's just a wall of water. And we're getting a lot of chop right now. So we might reef the head sail. We've already got the main reefed. So yeah, it's getting a little sporty out here. Almost just got hit by a flying fish. He's pretty big too. I saw him come like straight at me. He flew right beside my shoulder and into the dinghy. So check this out. I'm gonna try to grab him out of the dinghy. Alex, you wanna hold the wheel for a sec? Ah! Look at this guy. Look at the size of his wings.
He's so blue.
He's so cool looking. Look at those wings, they're huge. Anyway, before he dies, I'm sure he's not enjoying himself very much. We're gonna let him go. Even though you almost hit me in the face. All right. Swim, my friend, swim.
We're almost at the cut of the Northwest Channel.
We settled into our night shifts with the stars for our only light. Fortunately, once in the Great Bahama Bank, the waves were much more mellow. The first light we welcomed after a long night. Mornings out at sea are my favorite. The promise of light and warmth that comes with the sunrise makes me smile every time.
How was your night?
It was good. I'm pretty sleepy though. Didn't sleep very much at all. I did the 12 to 3:30 shift and then got up at sunrise, which was earlier than sunrise. But anyway, it was beautiful watching it come up. It's still coming up. But now we got the wind more on our stern, so it's a little more wobbly.
Good morning from the Great Bahama Bank. It was a cold night. I'm all dressed up. My turn to take a nap. I'm so tired. I never really fall asleep. It kind of doze in and out whenever we do an overnight passage. And we usually do 3 hours turns. But whew, I'm exhausted and beat. So hopefully I manage to get a little bit more sleep. Good night.
Well, the wind keeps dying down, so I'm going to take out our double reef that we put in last night, and hopefully we'll keep some better speed. Come on. Okay, go ahead. All right. Thank you. There's Bimini off in the distance. The last stop in the Bahamas, leaving the crystal blue water for the navy blue, I guess you would call it, in the Atlantic Ocean, heading into the Gulf Stream. We just did a weather update, double checked everything, and it looks like it's gonna be okay. Might be a little sporty in some places, but we'll just deal with what we have. It seems like it's a pretty nice weather window to make it all the way to Ponce. And if we get too gnarly, we'll just cut in earlier at like Palm Bay or something. So, starting to turn north. We're getting closer to the Gulf Stream. I've seen 7 knots and then it drops back down to 5. So I don't think we're quite there, but we're catching random little bits of current, I think, because I don't think the wind itself had brought us up to 7 knots because it wasn't gusting super hard. We ended up throwing a second reef in the main again, Seems to be a pattern where we take out a reef for a couple hours and then we put it back in, but that's okay. Now we're ready for the Gulf Stream in case some stronger winds come through. We've already had some decent gusts, I'd say in the 20 range, which isn't too bad, but when you're dealing with waves, you kind of want to be able to go on the angle at the waves that you'd like. So we're just about to cross paths with this massive cruise ship that I'm pretty sure is anchored here. I think he's empty. But yeah, I believe the Bahamas has some sort of arrangement with cruise ships where they're allowed to stay outside of their territorial waters, but within the protected area of the Bahamas.
The whole boat is under control. I managed to do some dishes, which is quite impressive because everything was sliding all over the place. So wash and dry pretty much, and put away. And made some coffee. And I'm so happy I prepped a bunch of food before we left because it's really convenient. First off, you don't have as much dishes to do. And second, I don't have to be downstairs trying to like chop some stuff and cook everything. So for lunch, just had made some potato salad, so it was quick and easy. Grab it out of the fridge and enjoy in the sun.
What do you got there?
Homemade brownies. So good. And wow, this is beautiful. We're like cruising 6.5 to 7.5 knots. And I don't think we're in the Gulf Stream yet, just on the outside.
Any fish yet?
Nope.
Dolphins! Yeah!
This was so exciting and totally the highlight of the passage. We've seen a lot of dolphins while cruising, but never so many. This dolphin pod must have had at least 50 of them. They were jumping out of the water and playing with us. They raced alongside while the Intrepid for a good half hour. It was so special, and the best thing is that it happened before the waves built up. They're like tiny little dolphins. They're so fast.
So the hull speed of our boat is roughly 6.5 knots, give or take. But we just officially entered the Gulf Stream because the wind has picked up by quite a bit. And we're surfing down waves going around 9.5 knots. So we're ripping it now. On average, we're probably getting like 8 knots. And I'm not going like dead down the Gulf Stream right now. This is mostly just wave action and a bit of current. Crazy! in the Gulf Stream, an unpredicted strong north wind. We're getting really steep waves. Luckily they're not messy, so we can actually kind of predict them. But it's going to be an interesting night if this continues. I really hope it switches out of the south like it's supposed to be doing. How does it feel going 10 to 11 knots?
I never thought our little boat could do that much speed. It's actually kind of scary driving at night with the big waves. They're just driving by feel and surfing the waves and just flying up the Gulf Stream. Ah! It's just like flew in my arms. Say, this passage so far has been probably one of the most challenging ones.
We're just going by Cape Canaveral now, and there's pretty decent sized waves here. It's pretty crazy. Final approach to Ponce Inlet. 3 days, this is our longest passage yet.
We did 346 nautical miles.
We're here exploring around some mangroves, and we just really wanted to thank our newest patron, John Davidson. Thank you so much.